Aloha, everybody. This is Cathy Bilsky, the Quantum Leap, Let Light Unite. And this is Monday, July 7th, 2025. Today, I wanted to do something really different and go back to what I call basics, spiritual basics. So we're going to talk about energy, how to work with energy, how can we control energy, how it affects us, what is energy? And, this might be, this is back to basics. That's all I can say. You might glean something out of it, and you may not, because you may already know this. So I'm going to start with A, and then we will follow all the way through. So, what is energy? Let's get started. Now, energy from the dictionary: capacity for vigorous activity, available power. I eat chocolate to get quick energy. An adequate or abundant amount of such power, like I seem to have no energy these days. Often energies, a feeling of tension caused or seeming to be caused by an excess of such power. To work off one's energies at tennis, an exertion of such power. She plays tennis with great energy. The ability to act, lead others, affect forcefully. Any source of usable power, energy, as fossil fuel, electricity, or solar radiation. Now, words related to energy: strength, toughness, power, vitality, stamina, efficiency, intensity, spirit, service, electricity, heat, potential, pizzazz, get up and go, vim dash juice, zing, initiative. So there are three kinds of basic energy. One is positive, happy, joyful, kind, compassionate, caring, thoughtful of others and their feelings, being in service to others. And I would also call that an awakened spiritual being. The second one is negative: hate, anger, jealousy, unkind words, spreading lies, gossiping about others, cheating, stealing. And then you've got neutral: being neither happy or sad, being detached from a person or situation, looking at situations from a higher level to see beyond appearances, not being affected by one's emotions. Whatever energy you're putting out is what you will draw to you. Positive draws positive, and negative draws more negative into your life. Simply, if you're a positive person, you will bring more positive situations into your life. And if you dwell in the negative, well, it's like the old saying, shit happens, and you will draw more negative energies and people into your life like a magnet. Now, positive energy is not always easy to create, and we need to choose to be happy. Knowing that dwelling in negativity can create more of the same, it's hard to choose to be happy when you have to clean toilets. So a person needs to change how you look at cleaning toilets. One way is that you're doing service work of the highest order. You can dwell in a space that you're angry because you have to clean toilets or change your attitude, or be the best toilet cleaner you can be, knowing this job is not permanent. As hard as it may be, look for a positive in any situation, and there will be a spiritual gift awaiting at the end. Now, I wrote this actually for people that I was communicating with that were in prison in Florida. So, mad at your neighbor because she snores? Send her positive love energy and ask her angels to send her to a place that will bring her more joy, and replaced with a loving person who doesn't snore. This you can apply to any situation. Are you in an office filled of angry people? Change it by blasting with love energy coming from your heart to help the energy shift. And to do that, all you do is connect with the creator, let that energy flow through you and come out your heart chakra. It's that easy. Negative energy is dwelling in darkness, that you all know what that means. Being angry, hateful, jealous, unkind, stealing, and anything else dark you can think of. You stay in the negative energy and you will find situations getting worse until you choose not to be negative. A person can be filled with so much anger that if it is spoken with enough negative force, using the power of the spoken word, which is creation, and if directed at you, can cause bodily harm through an accident. The power of the spoken word is powerful, so be careful how to use your words. Now, I know a man who got really angry at a woman, and he literally, and this was years ago, verbally said he hoped she would die. Well, she had a super horrible accident. Came close to death, but didn't kill her. But she was bedridden for the rest of her life. That is the power of the spoken word. Now, I also call that a psychic attack. Neutral energy is just being that, neutral, not happy highs, no happy highs or unhappy lows. Many things can happen to us that we have nothing to do with us. A person can be cranky because she didn't get sex that day, or is grouchy, so they take it out on everyone else. Or, or perhaps a person has had a death in the family and is acting out, which has nothing to do with you, but you're getting the brunt of that negative energy. What I try to do is look at everything from a bird's eye view, looking down and trying to see from a new perspective. Instead of reacting to that negative situation, try and look at it from a more detached view, knowing that it has nothing to do with you and that person is having a bad day, that they're just projecting on you. You're not happy nor sad about it, just neutral. You're detached from it and can deal with the situation with new eyes and more compassion. This is something to practice, being happy, no matter what you're doing. We are spiritually tested, and it's not the situation we go through, but how we go through it, what our attitudes are. And if you meet someone and have an instant dislike for them, this can be because you both have different frequencies, different energies that you're on, that do not complement each other and can be downright irritating. Or if you meet someone you have an instant dislike, you may have had a karmic past life with them, but that will be for another time. And it's okay to have human moments. I do. I have good moments, and then I have moments people make me go ghetto, and I will master blast them with words of anger. Certainly didn't pass that test, did I? I try not to do this too much, for I found that negative energy also hurts my body. Everything is energy: trees, rocks, plants, people. Example, crystals are put in quartz washes and computer chips. It's been proven that plants can feel energy and can react to love and anger. Water has been frozen and had words of love spoken into it, and then photographed. That picture will show a golden, perfect ice crystal. When negative, hateful words are spoken into the water, it will show a negative goo over the water crystal that looks pretty deformed. Our bodies are made of 80% water. Think of that. 80%. Now, how do you react to a negative word shouted at you? You feel crappy. How do you respond to words of kindness? Those kind words make you feel pretty good, don't they? Just think about that when you're working with other people. You have energy coming out with you from every breath you take. It will be positive or negative. So be more conscious of your thoughts and feelings, for what you may be feeling may be coming from someone else, or you're picking up those thoughts and making them your own. When that happens, I will say a prayer, for if my mind is focused on that, I can't dwell in darkness with negative thoughts. Well, real quick, let's work with the energy of love. All right. What does that mean? Is that just going, oh, love, 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 om, om, om? kind of, but more. And I'm going to give you an example. And if you've heard this before, that's because it's part of my life. When my son was very young, and I was in Michigan in wintertime, he was 10 years old, and him and I were driving together going somewhere. And he was the most negative kid I have ever been around. Blah, blah, negative, negative. Oh my God. Really? I had the thoughts, God, if I could just put him out on the street corner, it would be awesome. But, Child Protective Services won't let you. So I thought while I'm driving, oh my God, how do I shift this? Well, it's a good time to work with the energy of love. So I brought in that love energy from the Creator, blasted it from my heart. It went directly to my son, imagined him in this pink bubble of love. And because I wanted my mind to keep in that very heavy space while I'm driving, I could multitask. You can multitask while you work with energy. So I seen him in a bubble of love, and I'm sending him energy, love energy. And then in my mind, I am just consciously saying love, 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 love. So I stay in that energy. Within 3 minutes, he shifted and he started laughing at himself. And all I could say was, this is cool. All right. Now, the next time I tried it, I was working in like a department store and I was doing setup. So I went to the manager and I walked up to him and he immediately started yelling at me for something I didn't do. So again, I let him just blab it out, let it go. And when he was done, I just looked at him and I said, I'm really sorry that happened, but I didn't do it. And now I'm going to go over to this to do my work. So I went to the farthest back of the store I could to be away from him. And then I just started sending him, brought in that divine energy through my crown chakra, blasted it out in my heart, and I sent him this love energy. Within 5 minutes, he came back to me and he apologized. Now, another time I was with a very good friend of mine who was really having a bad day, very negative, and was actually yelling at me again for something I didn't do. So instead of me yelling back at her, and guys, this is what I call energy ping pong. Somebody yells at you and you get mad and then you yell back even stronger. And then they're going to take that energy, which gives them a lot more energy to come back at you and yell at you because now you're making each other stronger with this negative anger. All right. So you got to break it. So here she's yelling at me and I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to yell at her. And instead, I kind of turned my back and I just started blasting her with love. Now, what happened with her is, again, she shifted. She started laughing at herself and she apologized. Now, there's our two things that will happen. One is you're raising their energy with this divine love, all right, from where they were dwelling in the dark. You raise their energy so they could connect with the Creator and laugh at themselves and say, I'm sorry, and understand what they did. And they can become your friend. Or the energy and the vibration is going to be so high, oh dear, that she's going to leave the room or they will leave the room, which is a win-win either way. So try working with this energy of love. Let me know what happens. I'm really excited about this. All right, that is all I have to say other than, have you checked out the World Enlightenment Now forum? Oh, I've got my shirt on. I love this shirt. Remove all my trinkets. World Enlightenment. That awesome with this beautiful amethyst crystal. And I've had people that wear this, come out, wear these shirts, World Enlightenment shirts, tell me that they feel good, that they can also work with energy. It's kind of like carrying a crystal with you over your heart. Check out all the other products, bumper stickers, how an incredible, easy way to connect with people and get out the thought of world enlightenment. Get people talking about it. Let's manifest it. And when you go there, you're going to enter the site, look for the login, click on that, and then join. Share your information, what you're doing to work on world enlightenment. Or somebody had an enlightenment thought or deed, by doing random acts of kindness. Share it. Your opinion is important, and world enlightenment is not a solo adventure. It's group work. All right, guys, on that note, hope you have a lovely week. And the rest of the week, we are going to work on the HARP, the Ice Cube Observatory, and the CERN. All-weather modification vehicles, direct energy weapons. Yeah, let's neutralize them. All right, on that note, I'm going to say aloha. You have an awesome day, and thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you later.